And we're back with some more Hamilton Tigers franchise mode in FHM 11. And the last one, we made quite a few moves. We moved out Spencer Knight, who of course had been struggling with us, and we replaced him with Adam Gajan, who is hopefully going to be our number one guy in goal, as Philip Gustafsson, who is 33 years of age, is asking for quite the contract, as we see 6.4 for 3 years. I'm probably not going to give him that unless he has an absolutely fantastic season here this year. And even then, it's kind of iffy considering his age. So we really have to hope that Adam Gajan is going to be our guy moving forward. We also acquired Adam Juricek in a trade with, I believe it was St. Louis, in exchange for Dickinson, Sharp, and a 4th round pick in an effort to get some more righties on our defensive core. As last season, we only had 2 righties, I believe, in Lundqvist and Nemetz. So I'm hoping this year that Nemetz will move back over to the right since we have more righties now. Although it looks like right now that coach has him on the left. So hopefully the coach adjusts that once he sees that he has 3 righties on the defensive core now with Nemetz, Juricek, and Lundqvist. So that should fill out the defensive core nicely. And then as far as our salary cap situation goes, we are basically right there at the ceiling. So we do not really have much wiggle room to work with here. So we're just going to have to hope that this roster can get it done. And if we need to make moves at the trade deadline, we will in order to clear that space up. But for right now, this is our roster we are working with. So with that being said, let's get into the Hall of Fame inductions on August 1st. Oh, right. And we also have to trade the rights of Stenberg, I believe. Yeah, we still have Stenberg. I'm not really sure how much he's going to go for, though. But regardless, we're not going to be able to sign Stenberg. So we got to make a decision on what to do with him, whether that's trade him or just leave him be. As far as draft picks go, can we get a 3rd? No, really? A 4th? Okay, so we can get a 4th. And anything below it, but not a 3rd. What about some unsigned players? Maybe we just get some rights. Emil Paininiemi looks interesting from Pittsburgh. Last season, he had 59 games played, only 9 points, but he did have a 62 grade and 83 hits, so I really like that. Yeah, 17 positioning, 15 checking. I mean, he's a pretty solid defensive player. He's got 18 balance, 14 speed. Yeah, I think he'd be a decent stay-at-home defenseman. Now I'm looking at his role ratings here. I mean, I know we don't have the role rating number there, but I can tell based off all the numbers that are being highlighted here that he would make a pretty solid defensive defenseman. In fact, I think he would make a fantastic old school defenseman if we're able to sign him, right? I mean, that's the real question here. So we're going to have to hope that he doesn't ask for too much in negotiations. So maybe if I could get like a 4th back. Okay, I can get a 5th. Yeah, I can get a 5th back as well. So the rights to Ivor Stenberg in exchange for the rights to Emil Paininiemi and a 5th round pick in the 2032 draft offer trade. We'll see what they say. And there it is. The Pittsburgh Penguins have accepted our offer, and we will complete that trade right now. And we'll see what Paininiemi wants in negotiations. Only 1.9, that's not bad. But if we're signing him, then we're going to have to clear something up here. I guess we could send down Cackler. That would reduce it to 87.1. That's still not nearly enough. Maybe I send down a forward. I think that'd probably be Romano, because I like Bucher as the 4th line center. And then Frundell's probably got 3rd line center locked down. And then obviously 1 and 2 are Ryabkin and Savoie. How did he do last year? 12 points in 53 games played, 55 grade, 50 hits. Yeah, I think we'll send Romano down. And that'll bring us to 86.1. So signing Paininiemi would bring us basically right to the cap ceiling. Would I be able to maybe bring him down on his price a little bit? And I'm not counting on too much, but I'm just going to see what we can do here. Ooh, all right. I only got him down to 1.84. I tried getting him down to 1.75, but that's not going to work if I try to push it anymore. I mean, that's basically right. That's basically right at the ceiling. You know what? Now that I'm looking at him, Paininiemi is basically a younger version of Ferraro, except obviously Ferraro has a better mental category, but that's about it. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. So I think we're going to be slightly over. We're going to be just barely over, unfortunately. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Emil Paininiemi has been offered, and he signs the new deal. So where are we at? I knew it. What did I say? Right, that we are right there. Over, just... It's literally just 2,000. That is unfortunate. Yeah, he's got the 15 old school defenseman rating. That's what I thought by looking at those ratings. Like he's a great old school defenseman for the bottom 6, but that tiny little sliver of salary that we are over the cap ceiling by. All right, what are we gonna do here? I guess for right now, I'll just send down Vic. It's gonna put us at 21, so we only have 1 extra skater, but I think that's what we're going to have to do for now until I can figure something else out. But we're definitely not going to be able to maintain this for too long. Unless would releasing Ferraro, I wonder would releasing Ferraro reduce, yeah, because he's still making 4.4 on his cap hit down there in the AHL. So if we released him, you know what, let's just see if we can by chance. I highly doubt we're going to get anything back for him this way, but we'll see. Shop now. Oh, wow, okay. So we do have some offers. In fact, we have a lot of offers, all 6-round picks, but still it's unloading that 5.5 million. It sucks because he's been good for us, very good for us defensively, in fact, in the past, but you know, he's just making too much money right now and we need to clear up some of that cap. And if it's going to affect our NHL roster like that, even while he's down in the AHL, then we got to unload his cap. Let's send him to Toronto. They need lefty and they are currently a balanced outlook. So I'm sure they could use his services as a replacement defenseman. So thank you for your service, Mario Ferraro, but it is time to move on. Accept offer from Toronto. And does that, yes, that that does indeed clear up quite a bit of cap space. So we can now call up Vic again. And in fact, we could probably call up one more. So I guess that will be Romano. Yeah, that cap from Ferraro was definitely doing a lot on the cap hit, unfortunately. So now that Ferraro's contract is out of here, we do have the flexibility once again to possibly do something at the trade deadline if we need to. But for right now, let's keep this roster together and we will finally move on to the Hall of Fame inductions. And inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame this year are Alex Ovechkin, Ryan Suter, Phil Kessel, and Sergei Bobrovsky. All right, we have finished the preseason of, I believe this is year number 8 we're heading into here. Yes, indeed. So here is our roster heading into the regular season. In goal, you have Gustafsson and Gagin. On defense, you have Nemetz, Lundqvist, Harley, Lundborg, Hayden, Juricek, and Paininiemi. And at forward, you have Bjork, Ryabkin, Savoie, Marchenko, Newhook, Nemetz, Frundell, Eklund, Nadeau, Farabee, Romano, Bucher, Vic, and Kazda. So with that, let's get underway with the regular season of year number 8. Okay, after the first month, this team is pretty great. We are 13-2. Good enough for first in the Atlantic Division, and somehow not first in the league, as Philly has that title, who are 14-1-1 with 29 points in 16 games played, but we are right there with them. So there's really no reason to stop going here. It seems we have several minor injuries, but it seems like the guys are playing through them. Let's check out the stats so far. In goal, you have a .919 save percentage for Gagin, and then for Gustafsson in 5 games played, a .912. Competency in net, you love to see it. And then skater-wise, Niels Lundqvist with 17 points in 13 games played. He is on fire to start the season. Simon Nemetz with 15 points in 15 games played. Harley with 7. Paininiemi and Juricek with 6. Lundborg with 5, and Hayden with 2 in 5 games. And then forward-wise, you have Ryabkin with 20 points in 14 games played, Bjork with 19, Marchenko with 18, Savoie with 12, Newhook with 11, Nemetz with 9, Frundell with 7, Kazda with 6, Romano, Nadeau, and Farabee with 5, Eklund with 4, and then Vic with 1, Bucher also with 1. No complaints overall. Let's check the team stats just for reference, but we can keep going here after this because there's really nothing to worry about here. Goals for per game, we're currently 4th in the league with a 4.27, and goals against per game, we are 5th in the league with a 2.67. Face-offs, we are 22nd in the league with a 50.1. Power play, we're 12th in the league with a 23.9, and penalty kill, we are 7th in the league with an 85.7. So all in all, a very good start for your Hamilton Tigers, and it is worth noting that we did not get our first loss until, I believe it was 10 games in. We were close to a 10-game winning streak there, as our first game against St. Louis was a 5-2 win. Then you have another win. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that would have been 10 in a row if we had won that game against Montreal, but we did win 9 in a row before that game. And then after that, we followed up with another 4-game winning streak. So yeah, absolutely love to see it. Let's hope we can keep that going really for the rest of the season. That would be fantastic. First major injury of the year, Newhook injured. Ooh, 3 to 4 months, broken bone and elbow. To the injury list he goes, and I'm assuming either Romano or Vic will get in there. Ooh, 2 major injuries to Savoie and Marchenko at once. Marchenko out 2 to 3 weeks. All right, and then what about Savoie? 2 to 3 months. Ugh. Yikes. That is unfortunate. And it seems we now have Paininiemi at forward, so we're going to have to call somebody up here. And I believe that will be Moniux. All right, Marchenko is back from his injury. Get him back on the roster. Good to have him back. All right, here we are at the trade deadline of year number 8. We're currently 42, 20, and 6. Good enough for first in the division. And I believe we are third. Yep, tied for second in the league with Minnesota. So we're in a pretty good spot. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. In goal, you have a 912 save percentage for Gagin. Oh, do we finally have a consistent goaltender? Do we finally have a consistent goaltender? That would be such a relief. And then Gustafsson in 19 games played, unfortunately with the 898. So I think we know who we're going with here going into these playoffs. And skater-wise, on defense, you have Lundqvist with 55 points in 66 games played. Then you have Nemetz with 44, Harley with 43, Juricek with 27, 26 for Lomborg, 19 for Paininiemi, and 11 for Hayden and 28 games played. And at forward, you have Vigo Bjork with 67 points, and then Marchenko with 60, Ryabkin with 58, 49 for Nemetz, Nadeau, and Frundell, 32 for Farabee and Savoie. Of course, for Savoie, that's in 42 games played due to his major injury, which he is still recovering from, but should be back by playoff time. Then you have 29 points for Eklund, 16 for Romano, 14 for Kazda and Newhook. And for Newhook, that is in 27 games played, also due to a major injury. And then you have Bucher with 10 in 52 games played, Murniaks with 5 in 21, and Vic also with 5 in 39. So really no complaints here. We'll check our team stats real quick, but I think after this, we can just advance straight into the playoffs. I don't see any need to make any trades right now. Goals for per game, we're third in the league with a 3.69. And goals against per game, we are 7th in the league with a 2.91. Face-offs, we are 15th in the league with a 50.6. Power play, we are 9th in the league with a 21.8. And penalty kill, we are 4th in the league with an 84.7. Yeah, I think we're pretty solid here, so let's just advance straight into the playoffs. I think Kazda would benefit from some time in the AHL. He hasn't really been doing too well this season as far as his grade goes, or even as far as offensive production. I mean, I get it. He's got minimum ice time, right? I'm pretty sure he's on the 4th line. 15 points in 59 games played. Yeah, and actually right now he's scratched, so yeah, I'm going to send him down to the AHL because we have 24 players on our roster right now as is, so we have to send somebody down, and I think Kazda would benefit from some time down there. Ooh, it seems people are not liking Adam Nemetz right now for whatever reason. And we have finished the season 50, 24, and 8, good enough for first in the Atlantic Division and 4th in the league, so not a bad season at all. Let's get one more look at the player stats before we head into the playoffs. In goal, you have Gagin in 62 games played with a 911 save percentage and 3 shutouts. Good to see. And then Gustafsson in 22 games played seems to have recovered a little bit, 903 save percentage, so he'll be good to have in case we need a backup, but Gagin is the man. On defense, you have Lundqvist with 68 points in 80 games played, so certainly playing to his contract right now of $7 million, and it seems like he's only getting better with age. Then you have Nemetz with 52, Harley with 47, Juricek with 31, Lomborg with 29, Paininiemi with 20, and Hayden with 15 and 36. Then at forward, you have Vigo Bjork with 83 points. That is a career high, I believe, if only slightly. Yes, indeed. His previous high was 79. Then you have 73 for Marchenko in 75 games played, 72 for Ryabkin, 62 for Nadeau, 60 for Adam Nemetz, 54 for Frundell, 37 for Farabee, 34 for Savoie, 32 for Eklund, 19 for Romano, 18 for Newhook in 35 games played, 15 for Kazda, who is currently in the AHL, Dane Bucher with 10 points in 62. And you have Murniaks with 7 and Vic with 5. And let's check out the final team stats for the season. Goals for per game, we finished with a 3.63, 6th in the league. Goals against per game, we finished 3rd in the league with a 2.83. Face-offs, we finished 17th in the league with a 50.3. Power play, we finished 10th in the league with a 21.6. And penalty kill, we finished 7th in the league with an 84%. So I think with that, we can simulate ahead and see who we have in the playoffs. And it will be the New York Rangers. So I believe this is our first time facing the team that we are using in an alternate universe in this series. So it seems they still have Shesterkin there. I wonder how he's simulating for them. 915. Yeah, of course. Of course, he's good in this save file. But you know what? Given how this team simulated, especially early on in the year, we should be able to handle them no problem. So I'll leave you guys off here. And the next one, we will start the Year 8 playoffs with your Hamilton Tigers.